friend was taken ill, Tori took significant time off her life to be there through all the ups and downs and be by her side. That compassion and caring for others enriched our community while she was here, leaving us all better for knowing her. It's a pleasure to have her here tonight, one of my favorite Purple Team members, Tori Matthews.
Hi, my name's Tori. I went to Selwyn from when I was 3 years old until I graduated. Until I graduated high school. I'm incredibly honored to be here today. This speech means a lot to me, mainly because the school means a lot to me. There's so many things in life that will catch you off guard, and I wanted to talk about a couple of lessons that I've learned to hopefully make different obstacles you'll come upon easier. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story that Mr. Hanstein touched on. But first, I'm going to go over some innate qualities that all 3-year-olds have and sort of their importance and sort of transition over time. A 3-year-old doesn't really hold anything back. When being introduced to something, they have this incredibly honest way of saying, hey, I like this, or nope, this is not for me. As we get older, this innocent view on things changes a bit. We're able to see more of the in-betweens, and our vocabulary allows us to put some reason behind these innate good or bad feelings that we have. As an adult, it can sometimes be difficult to know whether you like something because you genuinely like it, or you like something because you think that you're supposed to like it. I think that it's really important to try to always be honest with yourself, and ultimately you know what's good for you. Another basic quality that a 3-year-old holds is they are fearless. And mainly that's because they don't really understand the repercussions of, let's say, climbing up a bookshelf and knocking over the books in result. But if you can look past that mess, I think that there's something really incredibly beautiful about their need to explore and their need to know without having that knowledge of fear stopping them. Again, as we get older, our knowledge expands and we're able to set boundaries for ourselves. Maybe now we're able to recognize, okay, climbing up a bookshelf probably isn't the best idea. But if we hold on to that desire to know and that need to explore, we can still walk over to the bookshelf and we can read the books that are written on it, and we can ask for help if we can't reach something. So keep that desire to explore and don't let fear stop you from doing anything. Love. A 3-year-old already knows what love is. When my parents dropped me off on my first day of school here, I lost it. At 3, we already understand, okay, that's it. That's love. That's what I need. We don't necessarily have that intangible concept of it yet, but as we get older, we start being able to understand the constant and sort of residing factor that love holds. We're able to understand that love can still exist in situations where that physical reminder is not there. And sometimes life presents this momentarily and other times a little bit more permanent. Love is probably my favorite of these things. Mainly that's because it's vast and diverse meaning, with its ability to calm us and sort of be our ground to things, but it also is our strength. Now that I've gone over these basic qualities, I wanted to tell you about my story and explain where these things sort of fall into it. To some of you, this story will sound familiar. To some of you, it will be incredibly new. And there are actually a lot of you here that have even been a part of this story. My story starts at Selwyn on my very first day of school here. It was that day that I met my best friend. We very quickly picked up on that initial, oh, hey, I like you kind of response, and we realized that we gave each other happiness. As we got older, this turned into that constant sort of vibrant energy, and we realized that the other person made us happy. So remember that and surround yourself with people that make you happy. As humans, we have this amazing ability to absorb our surroundings. So just be with people that make you happy. We believed in one another, and this belief really led to that fearless quality that I was talking about earlier. We fed off of each other's energies, and that allowed that fearlessness to help us through difficult obstacles that we faced in life. One of which being 5 years ago when she was diagnosed with cancer. It was this moment where we were forced to become adults, but in doing so, we quickly realized that what we really needed was to resort back to that initial thing that we had already had. We had to be true to ourselves. We had to know that we were okay, and we had to know that if we weren't okay, then we weren't okay, and if we needed to cry, to cry. We had to live in the moment and really truly be there. If a 3-year-old is given a set of paints, they're not gonna stop and wonder, okay, what's gonna happen if I run out of paints? They're going to paint. It's important that you know that what you're given and then not worry about the what ifs that could possibly come out of it. In doing that, my best friend and I were essentially able to do whatever we wanted. We were able to take the paints that life gave us and use them to make each day beautiful. And that's really important to know, mainly because even on the worst days, we could still create something. Even when life handed us these sort of muddy colors, we could still have our love to paint with. Now, before I continue the story, I want you to remember when I talked about that initial understanding of love and how its vastness increases where its presence increases as we get older. Love essentially goes from being an only physical thing when a baby's crying, they need to be held, to almost the exact opposite, where its presence is simply known and it felt inherently. A year ago, my best friend passed away. And once I got over that innate response of losing it, just like that first day of school, I was forced to experience this full sort of transition that takes place with love. Love is absurd and it is powerful, and truly it is the most beautiful concept that exists. So let love guide you. And I'm going to end my story there and simply tell you all, wake up in the morning and follow your heart. Do what makes you happy and don't let fear get in the way. Be honest with yourself and live in the moments that you are given. I wanted to remind you of these things because I think that they often get lost. They're not things that can be taught. They're things that you all have. You all have everything that you need to succeed, and I'm so genuinely excited to see what you guys create with the colors that life gives you. So thank you, and go paint the world and then post about it on Facebook so that I can know about it later. Thanks.
Thank you all for coming to share this special moment in life.